Hey guys, here's my video that I promised you, and I'm going to try to talk fast and make it quick because I know that videos are hard to get all in. I know how busy you are, how busy I am, how busy we all are. So it's going to be quick and fast. So I listened to Kim Carver today. He was in the Invite Dynasty Surge group, and he mentioned a lot of amazing things. So definitely go and watch that video. I want to share with you my top takeaways from this just very quickly, so that you can have an idea of what he talks about in case you do not have time to watch that entire thing. So they are coming out with a new invite process. This is from corporate. They made it a 4-step process. So your number one is you're forming. You're finding out about the person. The second step is you're going to find out about their goals, like what are you working on. The third step is you're going to tell them about what you have to offer. You're going to tell them how what you have will solve their problems. And then number 4 is like closing the deal and getting them to sign up. So like if you already know somebody, then you're going to go straight to number 3. You're going to go straight, like if you're a good friend with them and you talk to them regularly, then you'll go straight to 3, tell them about your challenge group, the products and all of that, and go ahead and invite them. So I highly recommend following the 7-step funnel system. I have been doing that, and then I mark off what point of the conversation we're in. So I have a spreadsheet, and so the first column I'll put in number 1, second column number 2. So like first column is I send a message just saying, hey, how are you? I noticed this about your profile. Where are you from? And then they'll write back to me. So then my number 2 is I'm forming with them. My number 3 is I ask, what are your health and fitness goals? What are you working on? What do you struggle with? What does your daily routine look like? Number 4 is when I invite them to the group, and I ask them for a phone call. If they won't get on the phone, then I find out why. If they're not interested in my group, I find out why. And then number 5 is like the phone call or find out why. Number 6 is I will either offer 30 days free workout or the Shakeology sampler. And then if they don't want that, then number 7 is I invite them to my free group or into a What is Coaching group. If they're saying that they can't afford it, then the What is Coaching group tells them how they can afford the product by being a coach. So, okay, so to get to Kim's call today, he said, before you start talking to someone, you should always ask yourself, how can this person's life be better by being a part of my challenge group? So always ask yourself this before you start talking to someone, how is this person's life going to be better by being in my challenge group? That is something so important to remember. The next thing he mentioned is people make change because of either pain or gain. So if like your offer to join your challenge group isn't higher than what they're looking for, like if they're what they're wanting to gain isn't going to be high enough to get the challenge pack, then they're not going to do it because they're just not interested in it. Like if they don't see the value, if they don't understand it, then they're not going to do it. So it's important to really find out from people what is going through their mind, what is holding them back, what they're struggling with. You need to find those pain points. Like something that he asked is that he said you should ask questions like, what do you struggle with? Why is that a struggle for you? How long has it been a struggle? Is that impacting anyone around you? Because in reality, there's a lot of people who may not change for themselves, but they may change for their family, for their spouse, or for their children. So it's important to ask that question as well. How is this impacting the people around you? And then once they have told you all of that, it's important to restate every single thing that they said. So, I know you're working on these goals, and you're working on your nutrition, and you're wanting more workouts to be able to do from home. And you need a plan, you need someone to help you, you need more motivation, more accountability. I know it's important for you to lose 10 pounds by summer, by July, and I know without a doubt that you can do that with this program and with my help. It's so important to be confident and tell them that you know that you can help them and that these programs work. It's also important to let them know there's the money back guarantee so that they're not afraid. He also talked about how we should lower the tension. So when we're in conversation with people, they know that we have something to offer them that costs money. So eventually they will start to feel some tension, like right before you invite to the program or right before you talk about the pack that they will be ordering. So you have to assume success. You have to assume that they're going to say yes. You never assume that they're going to say no, ever. Always think positive, always hope for the best. And so one thing he said is don't say, are you ready to get started? Let's get you in the group. Are you ready to go? Because what that does, it creates even more tension. It reminds them that they have to make a decision and they have to make a purchase. So then they freak out and then they back away and they don't talk to you. So what's better to do is to say, I am so excited to have you with us. I know you're going to love this. I can't wait to, you're going to love it here. Here's the link. I'll walk you through it. So just make it very relaxed, excited, happy, so there's no tension, there's no stress. I'm here for you. I'll help you walk through it. We are so excited to have you with us. You're going to do amazing and absolutely love it. I mean, that's going to make someone feel a lot better about signing up than, are you ready to get started? That kind of freaks them out, right? So another thing is 90% of your success is going to be after contacting someone for the third time. So even if someone says, no, they're not interested the first time, that doesn't mean you can't ever talk to them ever again. Probably 70% of the people who tell me no end up saying yes later on. So it's important to still continue that relationship. Don't shut down on them. I know I made that mistake. I was a coach for about maybe 9 months or so. And when people would tell me no, I would unfollow them on Facebook. I wouldn't look at any of their posts anymore. I wouldn't like it or comment on anything anymore. And that's not how you're going to be successful. How you will find success is to continue to follow up, continue to build that relationship, continue to be their friend. You're not sending them messages all the time and being pushy or in their face, but just kind of off in the, in their peripheral vision, and they know that you're there, and eventually they will come around, whether it be a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. I've had people come back to me a year later that told me no, and that joined. So don't ever give up on people, and don't ever give up on yourself. And then Kim Carver from Corporate also mentioned 2 things that most coaches have a problem with. Number 1 is you are not having enough conversations. And number 2, you are talking too much about yourself. So it's very important to be talking to a lot of people. They say the best way to be successful as a coach is to talk as little as possible to a lot of people. So you're going to want to keep your conversation short and to the point. And you're going to not want to word vomit. You're not going to want to have tons of text in your message. That's why I prefer to get people on the phone. It's way more successful. It's easier. It's faster. If people are too scared to do that, you can always do voice memo or even a video in the messenger. And then the second thing, there's some coaches who talk a lot about themselves. So rather than asking all these questions about that person, about your prospect, they just interject with a ton of information, this is my plan, this is Shakeology, it has 70 ingredients, yada yada, these are all the workouts, they're amazing, I have this group and it's so awesome, I have all these girls in it and we have so much fun. That's not your objective. Your objective is to build a real relationship, to be a coach. So really, the essence of being a coach is listening. You have to listen to them. You have to listen to their goals, their needs, their desires, their struggles, their triumphs, all of that before you even say anything about yourself, or anything about your group. So keep that in mind, that relationship is number 1 in this business. So, be very professional, act like you're real, you are a real health coach, and it's important to keep that in mind. So make sure that you are learning all about them and not just talking about yourself. So I hope that these tips helped you. I really love this call. If you can, go back and listen to Kim Carver in the Dynasty Invite Surge. And tomorrow it will be converting to a social media surge. So that one will be awesome. It's so important to be posting on social media every single day, because that is our business storefront. Just like, Subway has their on light and they have advertisements around. You have to be advertising your business in your posts on social media publicly, but also privately. So you can't just post on your Facebook page and not talk to anybody in your store. So like private messaging is like the equivalent of when people walk into Subway and you help them. So like you help one person at a time. So you really have to be sending those personal messages also to make sure that you are giving them the attention that they need. So that's just a great analogy that I heard from someone the other day that I hope helps. But hope you learned something from this, and hope you have a great night.